Okay, so if your styles palette is not showing, you need to bring it up. So window, styles, paragraph styles. And what you're going to actually notice when you put your cursor in things is that I've actually already applied styles to all of the text in this document. And I've named it very semantically, meaning that whatever it's supposed to be, I don't leave it at thing like really random names, right? So I call these hawks is heading 1, owls is also a heading 1, accipiters is a heading 2, barn owls is a heading 2, right? The name of the bird, the Latin name, etc., etc. Okay, so let's work with these two main headers, these heading 1s, kind of the higher level headings. And so if you look at our sheet that we have, the choices I've made are these, right? So Avenir Next Heavy at 14 points, adding some tracking, these colors, underline, all caps, space after, letting auto. So let's go ahead and do that. So how can we do that? Let's do this one the override way. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. Actually, I'm going to triple click on that because you see when I highlighted it, it had this much. When I triple clicked, there must be a space here, and that would have messed things up. So I triple click in here, and I'm going to change it, right? It was Avenir Next. I really wish I had a printer so that I could be looking at this off the screen. Avenir Next. Avenir Next. Okay, Avenir Next. And we're going for not condensed, but we're going for heavy. Avenir Next Heavy. All right, I found it. Next we're going to make it 14 points. I'm going to leave the letting on auto. Now, I would never actually leave the letting on auto most times. Most times when I design, I use something called a baseline grid, and so I like to heavily control all this math. It's a little beyond the scope of this course, so we're just going to go ahead and set random kind of things for choices. And for this one, I'll just leave it on auto, and that's okay. I'm going to set the tracking to 20, so I can just type that in. Right? I'm going to make it underline in all caps, and I'll go to the color last. So all caps is right here. What was the other thing? Underline. So here I have an underline. And space after. So space after is right, the space then between this heading and the next thing after it. And I have it at, so we have to go into the paragraph thing. And I have it at 0p9, so it's this one right here where we have the box underneath, 0p9, right? So that's to give me some space, some air. So last thing I need is color. And so I'm going to open up my color palette, and I'm going to go into CMYK, and I'm going to copy its C94057.0. So that's 94.0. I have no memory. 57. Whoops. What did I just do there? 57.0. And that gives me this greenish color that you'll see when I have the thing off. But what I'm going to do is I want to turn this into a swatch. So right below this palette right here where we set the color, open up the swatches palette right here and go ahead with it still selected, add a new one. And so now we're going to have this right here. I'm going to call it, you can rename these, you can just leave them as is, but I'm going to call this header green, just for why not, right? And that's it, that's set. Now owls needs to have that same thing. So I'm going to leave my cursor in there, and this plus, we're going to go ahead up to the top right and say redefine the style. And now you'll see owls happen that same way.